most majestic animals of all time. They serve plenty of roles for their grassland homes, such as dispersing seeds through dung and trampling brush so other plants have room to grow. But there's a problem. They're dying. Thousands of years ago, East Africa used to be great at sustaining wildlife, but for the past couple centuries, droughts have ravaged the area. East Africa has had many severe droughts in 1820, in 1883, and 1960, but recently, droughts have been getting increasingly worse due to global warming. The region has warmed 1.8 degrees over the past 50 years and is projected to warm at least another 1.5 degrees Celsius in the next 70 years. 1.5 degrees Celsius more could cause scarcity of water, soil to dry up, crop yield to decrease by 60%, and also prompt irregular flooding and dust storms. Plants and animals aren't getting enough water. If this continues, East Africa's biodiversity will drop drastically.
Biodiversity, might want to talk about what that is. Biodiversity is the amount of genetic diversity there is in the ecosystem. Changes in the environment can affect it for better or for worse. Human-caused climate change is definitely for the worse, affecting all the species that live there. This is on the elephants we discussed earlier. They're herbivores, eating grass, roots, trees, and fruits. Those food sources won't do well in the environment. This results in elephant populations declining, babies being malnourished, and reproductive rates declining. I'd say that's pretty sad. How about you? See a way out. The elephants don't breed like rabbits. They only reproduce once every 1 to 2 years and give birth to a few offspring. That way they can't adapt this quickly. Migrating is also getting harder and harder because there are fewer and fewer suitable habitats, which concentrates them into only like a few tiny spots.
Their population has shrunk by 96% since the 1910s, and this is greatly due to the drought.
Will continue to fall in the next decades if current trends continue. In the end, they may become extinct in the wild with the last lonely individuals dying in zoos. But it's not just them that will be affected by the heat. Elephants are a keystone species. As we mentioned before, they disperse seeds, excavate water holes, and trample overgrowth, all benefiting other species. Their demise will remove all those benefits and negatively impact everyone. For example, animals like zebras and wildebeest rely on the grasses that normally would be too crowded out. And the disappearance of elephants would cause them all to starve, resulting in their populations falling, which causes a cascading effect since the carnivores that eat them also starve.
What effect is this drought having on the inhabitants?
It's left the soil in Kenya, Somalia, Ethiopia, and Tanzania unsuitable for crops and livestock, which results in people not having enough food and water. Already 36 million people in East Africa are suffering from food and water shortages. And over 80,000 refugees have fled Ethiopia along with an unknown number from other countries.
A shocking 83% of those 2022 refugees
went to Kenya. Many are placed into camps with terrible living conditions. The dehydrated, malnourished refugees are easily exposed to diseases such as malaria, hay fever, tapeworms, and cholera due to their close proximity and scarcity of water. As resources become more scarce, more animals such as the brushbush elephants are more likely to enter into towns and villages, putting the elephants and the humans at risk. That's why the Board of Water Conservation has agreed to fund constructions of desalination plants across Ethiopia, Kenya, Somalia, and Tanzania.
How would these desalination plants help the current situation, and are they economically feasible?
Desalination is the process where seawater is taken in and turned into safe, consumable drinking water. The plants would provide East Africans with easy access to water, to safe drinking water, due to their geological advantage being right along the coast of the Indian Ocean. The soil can become more hydrated, the plants and animals can thrive, and the enduring species can continue to stay. Biodiversity will flourish.
Other countries, such as Australia, use desalination plants in major cities as either the main sources of water or as a backup reserve. In Perth, cities along the eastern Australian coastline have been using desalination since 2006 and provide the city of 2 million people with 50% of their water supply. According to the International Desalination Association, globally more than 300 million people receive their water from desalination plants.
Desalination plant may seem like financial leap of faith, given the 2010 biannual report on seawater desalination plant that it would cost approximately $32 million to build one 2.0 gallon per day seawater desalination plant. However, if Africa can prioritize drought for a year or two, this project is more than feasible, considering that the East African community on Thursday tabled $19.5 billion budget for the financial year of 2002 and 2023 can process up to 365 million gallons of water per year. And the current price of water is $1.50 per gallon. So in a year, one desalination plant would make approximately $534 million. In a fifth year of having a desalination plant would make $2.67 billion.
We plan to optimize the desalination plants to the best of our ability.
The salt waste from the desalination process can be recycled instead of thrown away by reusing in the process or sold in minerals as supplies, and can also be used in cleaning products. To further combat global warming, the plant will be entirely reliant on renewable sources of energy. This will not only help the lack of water, but along with the economic decay with the desalination plants, as many people can find work.
We've come up with a petition to commence the creation of these water sources. So far, we've asked 50 people, and all of them have signed. This shows that when people were presented with the facts, they felt that this decision was correct. We encourage your signatures and support.
We need your help to save the elephants in Africa from drought.
With more signatures, we could convince the African governments to install these water sources.
The
Elephants are counting on you.